Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to Metaphysical Cup of Coffee. And today I was wanting to talk to you guys about telepathy and specifically my experience with telepathy and how I, learned the information I did to use it. And I guess I'll start there. Is probably in like 2015 or 2016, I started, just having all kinds of questions about, you know, questioning religion, questioning, you know, um, questioning what spirit is, what a soul is, like what happens to you when you die, and all kinds of things, and just going through just trying to figure things out for myself, really. Um, and while that was all happening, I came across these videos on YouTube. The channel is J. And there's also a bunch of videos on there. A bunch of videos on that channel. J. is just, that's all it is just J. And it should pop up. And he's got so many videos that he's posted over the years of all kinds of different metaphysical abilities, all kinds of different types of energy, different kinds of stones, and how to use stones to enhance your metaphysical abilities, like using your scanner, using your heart, using your gut intuition, all kinds all kinds of stuff, all kinds of stuff on there. And whenever you are using telepathy, especially when you're first starting out, the first thing you have to do is you have to relax. You have to get relaxed. Some people say you meditate. You got to get into a meditative state or something like that. I wouldn't even go that far at all. Like, literally all you have to do is take some, nice full breaths in through the nose, out the mouth, slowly. You don't have to suck in the clouds or nothing, but just breathe slow. And whenever you're exhaling, just feel the weight of your body just kind of slowly just fall down. Just feel your muscles relax and just ease out. And you just keep doing that and you keep breathing. And I got to where I could feel, when learning to do this, learning to relax, I got to where I could feel my own energy. I could feel where it was, and I could feel other people's energy, and then I could feel stones, all kinds of different stones. And it gets to where you start using your pineal. Telepathy comes from your pineal inside your head. It's, almost a little below, in between your ears and back a little bit is your pineal gland. And I'm sure a ton of people have heard all kinds of things about the pineal gland, what it does, and it's, there's a bunch of information out on it, is what I'm trying to get at. But one thing is that the pineal gland does is it's your third eye. It helps you see interdimensionally, which means you can see to the other side. And also, your pineal is how you actually communicate telepathically to other people and other beings. And this is rounds my story out to the first time I used telepathy. And it took a little while. It took some practice. You really got to practice with telepathy. You got to practice with your abilities. It takes a little bit of time, but it's not nearly impossible. And I'm not special by any stretch of the imagination. Like, I'm just a 30-year-old guy trying to get through life, taking care of a family of 3 others besides myself, wife, 2 kids, 3 dogs, 2 cats. I don't live in a huge house. I didn't graduate high school with straight A's by any means. I mean, even in high school, all throughout my entire school life, like, I had to try extremely hard to get mediocre results. and it eventually got to the point to where it was just so hard on me that I just, towards the end of my high school career, I almost just like wanted to stop caring about it completely. So I mean, just to give you any idea, like I work a 40-hour plus job, third shift. I am not special. I'm like all of you out there just trying to get through life, and you know, trying to make it through, be happy, stay healthy, and you know, spend time with the people that you love. That's all that, you know. I'm not special. I'm not some guru. I am not, you know, anything or anybody special. That's the entire point I'm trying to get across here, is that if you actually tried to use telepathy and you actually like trained for it, then you can do it. I promise you. Like, you will be able to do it. It's a very real thing. And the first time I kind of used telepathy, many times I used telepathy, it was kind of like off the cuff. I didn't really know what I was doing. And it took learning. It took a lot of learning. I think the very first time I ever had done telepathy, that was like a real conversation, was I was remote viewing an installation that's under Hawaii. It's underground, in the ocean, underground, both under the island and under the ground, one of the islands. I was looking over there, and there were some E.T.s there, and there was a E.T. that I saw that, the way I can describe this guy, he was a male, and the best way I can describe him is he was probably somewhere like, I would say north of 7 foot, tall guy, really tall. And what I saw was he imagine like a very lanky skeletal frame, but on that frame is an absolute unit of like what would look like an Olympian runner style body, like super long limbs, super fit, and no unused mass to this guy's body at all whatsoever. If you catch what I'm saying, like he was just absolutely ripped, shredded. You could see all his muscles. You could see the definition in his shoulders like crazy, and his skin was had scales. It was covered in scales pretty much. I mean, they were like there was like darker green from what I could tell, and I think like on the front was like a little bit of like a lighter tannish or light green kind of. It's kind of hard to tell, but from what I saw, that's what it seemed like it was. And this guy was, like I said, just a unit of a fucking person, if he was a person. But he was just an absolute unit of a being, I guess would be the better way to say it. And like I said, he had scales, and he kind of had like a humanoid but reptilian-like face. And when I first saw him, it was like I kind of interrupted something he was doing. I don't know what he was doing. I'm not sure. I couldn't tell. But it was like he was kind of doing something, and it was almost like he kind of turned towards me. And he was obviously busy because he didn't say anything. He didn't say these words. I didn't hear these words in my ears. It was just like it was an understood image in my head that I knew what it meant. And that's kind of how telepathy works. Basically what I saw was like an image of like a butcher knife coming down on like a butcher block, kind of. And the feeling that was behind it was kind of like a cut to the chase, like what's up kind of deal. And whenever I felt that and like got that image, I felt bad. I was surprised. I was, experiencing this thing that I experienced for the first time. So like it was kind of like ooh, but at the same time I was trying to keep focus and keep courteous with this guy, because I wanted this interaction to go. So I was kind of like, oh, my bad, sorry. This is the feeling that I got out. I didn't say any of this, but it was kind of like the feeling I was trying to put out to him and explain to him. I felt like I wasn't good at what I was doing, so I felt like I was kind of rambling. But the feeling I tried to put out towards him was like, hey, my bad. I just was, using my abilities, and I was just, wanting to meet you and say, hey, that's all, my bad. And I was just trying to explain that to him, like, hey, I'm not trying to step on your shoes. I'm just saying, hey, kind of deal. Sorry. And the guy ended up being super, super understanding and nice. Like, he was kind of like, oh, okay. Like, it was like he expected almost kind of like I was there to bother him a little bit, or, something, or maybe people had been bothering him or something. I'm not 100% sure. But it ended up being to where he was like, oh, hey, how you doing? Oh, okay, cool. And it's like he started to like try and like continue the conversation, like carry the conversation on with me. But I think at that point, like between what I saw, processing that I understood what I saw, and me trying to reply to him, like my focus got kind of, you know, messed up. So I wasn't able to concentrate and like keep that conversation going. But I know he was still there. He was still there and like trying to communicate with me. And at the time, I was actually doing this with some other people. If you practice, it's great to get in a group. I used to do it on Skype and Zoom all the time, and just sit down for hour and a half if you can with people, and practice your practicing your metaphysical abilities like that would take you so far, and it will give you so much progress if you just practice a little bit with people. Especially if you do it daily. Like, I mean, we got together like once a week at first, for a while, and then we would get together like a few times a week, and it was just so much fun. Everybody experiencing all these things that we're able to do, and we've always been told that these things were a lie, and that you couldn't do these things, and that these things are impossible. But yet I'm sitting here doing it with friends, and having a conversation with an ET, not maybe not halfway across the planet, but like maybe like a quarter way across the planet, or close to a quarter way across the planet, or something like that. I think that they were in Hawaii, and I'm in like Tennessee, so there's a bit of a difference. But anyways, that was like the first time I ever used telepathy to success. That was like a huge deal to me. There was other times like before that like trying and practicing like little things, but that was like the first time. It was like the interaction that I had with him, with this gentleman, it was like a full-on like 2-3 sentence like conversation that was like seamless and easy. And it was like, it was nice, it was awesome to just do that, and like to realize like these people, with his reaction that he gave me the first time, and after I replied to him, the reaction that he gave me from the reply that I gave him, like these guys are just like us. Like they're doing, a lot of them just doing a job, just trying to get through their life and trying to do something, some of them trying to just do something nice, some of them just trying to be by themselves, whatever, just like people. I mean, some people don't like being bothered, some people are super, super social people, and that's how these ETs are from my experience. Like when you do talk to them, through telepathy, using telepathy, a lot of them are super social and just like us. Like you have ones that just want to goof off and be funny, and you have ones that are just super, super caring and calm and gentle, and you have other ones that they're just they're serious, they're very straightforward, and they're not a whole lot much else. They just want to get down to business, do their stuff, and move on. I mean, really, really awesome people. And that was the first time that I really, like I said, like felt like I really used telepathy and used it well. The second time that I'm going to mention on this video today is, hold on, let me gather my thoughts real quick. So the second time, I had to gather my thoughts, just to, so we're not sitting here on the video for 5 minutes, me going, trying to remember because I'm an idiot. But anyways, the second time that I ever used telepathy was with a gentleman who has talked with his one of his main jobs. I couldn't tell you exactly what all of his jobs are, like everything he does and his responsibilities and everything, but one of the things he does is he communicates with telepathy because he is so good at it. This one individual being is like so amazing and so skilled with telepathy that like he is one of the ones who, that is his job, is to do that with others. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry for the interruptions. I'm obviously not a crazy good video editor, and I'm trying to do this all in one take kind of deal. I can't do real good edits, and also, like I said, I work third shift, and my family's still kind of coming in and out, so I'm trying to help the video quality a little bit by pausing and continuing where I was at. But anyways, so the second time I used telepathy was with a being who is very, very good with telepathy. Like, that's like one of his main jobs that he does. I couldn't tell you his name right off my bat. I could try and like figure it out and find it, but this particular being has also communicated with other people, and they have documented it online. They say that he, like, when he presented himself to one person in particular that has probably like a lot of content online or something somewhere, he presented himself as like a type of being that was like a bird, like I think it was like a blue avian is what I think what the gentleman called it, but he's actually not a bird, not a blue avian. He's actually antid. I think that's right. Antid or nantid. I'm not 100% sure which they prefer. They probably honestly don't care too much. But basically is like, an antid is like anywhere probably between like 7 to 9 feet at fully grown, human-like ant. They have, from what I've seen, using my abilities telepathy-wise, they have multiple like lower legs, like say like 2 sets of like lower legs, and then maybe like 1 or 2 sets of like regular like arms, like closer to like their upper torso. But they look just like ants in the face. It literally just looks like an ant's head. It's shaped like an ant, like 2 eyes like higher up, whole like mandibles or pinchers, whatever. I'm not 100% sure what they're called. I'm not a biologist or anything like that. Yeah, like I said, definitely not a biologist, so I couldn't tell you exactly what their autonomy is exactly. But from using telepathy, just saying is like, looks basically just like an ant. Very, very much so. But this story of me using telepathy with this individual, how it had happened was that I was told that these beings, or a being that claims to be like a blue avian, isn't actually a blue avian, but they say they are, just because like whenever they're communicating, they don't want to freak nobody out. So if they can use telepathy to give an image of something that's a little bit more delicate and friendly looking than how an antid actually looks, it would probably help with communications, at least at first. And once you know like what they are, and you're actually communicating with them, and you're using telepathy with them, you're not going to be freaked out. Like, I mean, a lot of this stuff, like, people would, these are beings that are just like people like you and me. Some of them are really nice. Like I said earlier in the video, like, they're just like people. They have personality. They just want to do, a lot of times, do their job, get through the life, and just not have bad things happen. You know what I mean? But this one gentleman in particular, or whatever, I was trying to see him and I couldn't see him. So I was like, hey, so and so, reaching out with telepathy, like, show me what you really look like. And it was just like, almost like not seeing anything, going into like seeing like a back of a head turning around. That's almost like what I saw. And when I saw them turn around, I could just see the head, and it was just like an ant, like just like an ant. Who knows? Maybe one day in the future of this channel that I have, that I'm using and putting these videos on, maybe eventually I'll actually have videos where I can have them on video at some point, and you guys actually be able to see them. That's definitely one of the hopes of this channel anyway, just so people can be like, hey, people can realize the things that I'm saying. Like, these people are just like us. They're just like normal people trying to get through their lives. Those are really like the two big experiences I had. I know the second one I didn't go into a whole lot of detail about it, but it's just, this is probably some other details I should put into that. I believe earlier in the first story that I was telling, I'd said that the feeling that I was trying to give off when I was replying to the first gentleman, just so you know, telepathy, it comes in images through your pineal, but also one of your metaphysical abilities, using your heart, you can put feeling out of your heart. You can produce feeling in your heart for other people to pick up on and get a message, to make it, a more solidified message, if you just don't understand the image. Because, if you're just seeing an image of, a knife coming down, that could be scary, but you're getting the feeling of, with the image, hey, cut to the chase kind of deal. And that's like how telepathy kind of works. Telepathy strictly is more, not strictly, but is more of using the pineal, but you can definitely compensate with using other abilities like your heart to get more of a defined or detailed conversation, or just a more a bigger picture. You use more abilities to get a bigger picture of what's going on, basically. It's a rough way of explaining it, and I'll do my best to go into details in other videos the best I can later date down the road. But just kind of a rough explanation of how you use telepathy and kind of what it is. Like I said, I'll definitely put out more videos, and I'll put out videos on more of like what you can use to exercise your pineal, what stones are good for your pineal, and using telepathy. I'll come out with a video eventually, like covering that. I don't know when. All these videos, I have absolutely no clue when they're actually going to be posted and when they're going to come out. I'm just trying to do what I can, and when I think of something, try to put it up and keep going, basically. But thank you guys all very much. I appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, comment, whatever, and I'll be back with y'all again soon. See y'all.